The old saying is that time flies, and that has certainly been the case with the Tiger Pregame Show. In the 20 years of the show, we have seen just about everything. Great wins, heartbreaking losses, incredible trips to locations in 13 different states, some of which I never imagined I would see while traveling with the Tigers. So in this 20th season, I thought I would chronicle the year, the travels, and the thoughts to document this anniversary season. I hope you will join me in this journey on the Tiger Pregame Show's 20th season blog. This is going to be one of the most unique Tiger pregame shows that I've done in the 20 years of doing the show. I have a work-related event and conference that I need to be in attendance at in Orlando, Florida. So, of course, that coincides with the Tiger pregame show. Luckily, caught a little bit of a break because this game today versus Boston College is a 7:30 kickoff, and the Tiger pregame show will not come on until 1:30. So that's allowed me to very early get out of Greenville to Charlotte and then to Orlando. By about 10:30 this morning, if all goes smoothly, I should be at my hotel room in Orlando about 11:30, which gives me about a 2-hour buffer before I'm on the air for the Tiger pregame show. So there are definitely some logistical obstacles that need to be overcome this morning in order to get where I need to be in Orlando and set up and all of that good stuff to get the show off. So a little bit of fingers crossed. I'll be in Orlando, Qualk will be in Clemson, and the Tigers will be in Boston. And all of that on game day and the Tiger pregame show.
Please press the button for a ticket or scan your QR code. Please note, welcome. Please take your ticket. Please proceed into the line. Thank you for choosing GSP.
All right, step one is done. Made it through security here at Greenville, Spartanburg. Doing well on time. It's always better to be early than late, and I'm certainly good and early here this morning. So got about 30 minutes or so until I board GSP to Charlotte. So all is well so far. Thumbs up. On the ground here in Orlando, Florida. No issues with travel today, thankfully, so I'm gonna hook up with a taxi cab or Uber and gonna get to the hotel. Hopefully we're gonna check in a little early, but all safe so far. Go Tigers. Well, as feared, I guess you could say, everything was good on travel until I'm here at the hotel. And room's not ready, so we still got a little ways to go before I absolutely need to be in the room. I don't want to particularly have to do the show from the lobby or anything like that, so just going to set up shop here and show you my setup here. All right, great news. Got into the room early enough to get set up for the show, so come on inside. Let me show you how this all works out from a hotel room doing the Tiger pregame show. There you go, just standard room, nothing drastically fancy about that. You can see the convention center down below me here in Orlando, and then off in the distance there, the I-wheel and all the fun stuff that goes on International Drive. And then here we go, the setup. Got my powers key, headsets, of course. There's the Comrex. I'll have my laptop booted up here in just a minute. We've got football going on the iPad and football going on the TV. That's the long and short of it. Got a few minutes till we get set up here and crank this thing up. It'll be number 260 coming your way from Orlando, Florida, with the Tigers playing up in Boston, Massachusetts. You know, again, great. We just like we did in the last segment, we're agreeing a lot more than we're disagreeing today. I thought DeAndre Hopkins 197 receiving yards was my pick as well. You mentioned several of the reasons. I also had those reasons. The other one was that Sammy Watkins missed that game. So it wasn't as if, Sammy was drawing attention away from DeAndre Hopkins. That was a game in which he had to be the man, and he was the man on that evening. So that was my vote as well. But Clemson Nation has spoken. Of course, the poll remains open until 11:59 tonight, so folks still can chime in and get their poll vote in at theroarfm.com. Crew, stay tuned to the Tiger Pregame Show in 105.5 The Roar on social media for next week's game against Florida State. For now, though, all has been said that needs to be said, except go Tigers! All right, the 260th edition of the Tiger Pregame Show is in the books, so it's a little after 4:30. And I'm leaving the hotel, as you can see, and headed to get some food, enjoy a few drinks, and we'll see. I think I'm going to probably come back and watch the game from the room, but we'll just have to wait and see what the night has in front of us here in Orlando, Florida. Okay, dinner wrapped up. As not a big surprise. Not going to hang there and watch the game. Going to head back to the hotel. Got a couple of things to do with the conference to check in. And then set up for the game tonight. So headed back there. We'll check back in just a little bit. Go Tigers! But since the pregame show began, which was 2003, I haven't been to every game to do the show. But I believe that this is the furthest away that I've ever been from the game since the pregame show started. Obviously, I live in Greenville, so if Clemson were to play Boston, and they did a couple of times that I did not go, that Greenville to Boston distance, obviously I was that far away. There was a time or two where Clemson played in Miami, at least one time, when I was in Greenville and watched the game, and that would have been a pretty large margin. But now I'm in Orlando, and the game is in Boston, Massachusetts. So the mileage between me and the Tigers is as far away as it has been in the previous 259 Tiger pregame show. So there you go. We'll see. Will that matter at all once the game starts? We'll find out in just a few minutes. All right, that's a wrap. The Tigers get the win up in Chestnut Hill, 31-3. It wasn't easy. It's first half kind of slow going again. But hey, a win is a win on the road. Very happy about that. Defense looked great. Going to have a big test. Florida State just finished up losing to NC State in a kind of a crazy game. So the Tigers will travel to Tallahassee next week. I will have a little less traveling issues next week, if you will, so it'll be a little easier Saturday for me. But this thing started at 3:11 a.m. in Greenville, South Carolina. It's going to shut down here a little after 11 p.m. in Orlando, Florida. Good night. We'll see you next week.